Hey guys, today we're building this XTR rear derailleur. This applies to all the derailleurs in the XTR lineup, and in this case I have an M952. Some tools you're going to need are a screwdriver, a pick, an Allen set, and some pliers. Alright, now the easy part is done and it's time to do the springs. Surprisingly, there is no pinch bolt over here like most of the late 90s derailleurs. It's just one of these pins. So pull back the cage like this and start unscrewing it. And the cage is going to spring back. Grab your 5mm Allen key and unscrew the cage. Look at all that dirt. Alright, and now for the P-spring, you want to rotate that clip out and grab your pick and pull it off. Then just grab the retaining ring and pull it out and over. Just like that, and then push out the bolt. Alright, now this thing is fully taken apart and it is time to clean. For this I like to use some cleaner or degreaser. Remember, if you're using brake cleaner, stay away from the plastic parts and it could harm the paint. And in my case, I'm using this ultrasonic cleaner and all I'm using is water and some dish soap. And remember, don't put the pulleys in there because they're sealed bearing. I'll show you how to service that in a moment. Alright, now time to service the pulleys. This is the tension pulley. First, start off with just cleaning off the dirt on the outside. Alright, now it's nice and cleaned off, and now we have to pop off the seal. For the metal seal, just grab your pick and pull it off. The other side just slides out. Now you want to scrape away some of the dirt on the outside and on the inside, and then I'll show you how to pop it off. Alright, now it's cleaned out a bit better. And grab your pick. You want to go from the inside, pop it up, and then from the outside go with your pick and it pops off just like that. Alright, now here we see our bearings. You want to check if there's dirt in there. There's a little bit. So what you can do, get some degreaser, spray it in there, and then repack it with some new grease. And if you want to replace the seal itself, the bearing number is 60601. That's what it says on the seal. So I'll have a link to that in the description if I can find one. Alright, now we repacked it with some fresh grease. Then you want to clean off your seal. Make sure to clean off the inside and then pop it back on. Alright, and for the seal, you're gonna feel a little click when you put it in. You gotta just use your thumb and you'll feel it just kind of pop or nudge in. You can also use 2 fingers. That helps. Just like that. Alright, and the main thing you want to see these 2 silver rings. Make sure nothing is sticking out and it's all in place. And now when you're finished with the seals, just grab your metal washers and slide them on. And then the other side, just pop it on. You feel that little click. Now for the guide pulley. Surprisingly, it's also sealed bearing, and since this one is supposed to move a little bit side to side, this is a whole different story. First thing you want to do, as you can see way down in there's a little bit of a groove. So what you want to do, get your pick and push, and then this thing will pop off. This is one of the seals. Now you grab the other side, you see that little groove again, and push out the other side. Alright, now you may be wondering, where is the actual sealed bearing? Well, it's actually, if you move this out, you can see there's bearings right under there, under that seal. So if your bearing doesn't spin smooth, what you can do is put some degreaser in there or some new grease, put it in an ultrasonic cleaner, whatever you can do to clean it out, and put in some fresh grease, which could also be hard. You might need a grease gun or a needle for that. My pulley is spinning perfectly fine right now, so I don't want to do any damage. I'm just going to clean up this inside with the holes and around the seal here with a pick and a toothbrush. Alright, with everything now nice and cleaned down, I also cleaned down the two little metal seals. And now what you want to go ahead and pop them back on. Just like that. Pop the flange in and press them together. Just like that. Alright, there you go. Now your pulleys are done. Just make sure they spin nice and smooth. And if they don't spin fast enough, don't worry, because they'll spin faster when they heat up when you're riding them on the trail. It especially happens when you have new grease. It kind of breaks in at first, but then it'll get faster as time goes on. Alright, now with everything nice and cleaned down, it is time to assemble. And another thing you're going to need for that is grease. Alright, so start off by greasing up the inside of the binnacle. Then grab your little spring. Then grab your cage. And now you want to put the short end into one of these two holes. This one right here is the tighter one, and this one right here is the looser one. And we're going to go with the tighter one. Also, don't forget to put on your little plastic seal. Alright, now you want to find that little hole in there and get the other side of your spring and slide it into that little hole. Once you feel that little click, now you want to screw in the bolt. So grab your 5mm Allen wrench and start screwing it in. And then just tighten it until it stops. Alright, and now for the pinnacle, same thing. You want to grease up the inside to get all the little edges. Then grab your bolt, slide it through, and then grab your other plastic seal, put that on. Alright, now grab your spring. As you can see, one side is flush and the other side has a little recession in at the tip, and you want to get the one that's flush and put it in the pinnacle. You want to make sure the turning ring goes all the way down flush, and then you can grab some pliers, take out that little bolt and rotate it so this pin goes all the way around there. Alright, there you have it. Now the pin is around. Then grab your clip and slide it on. Alright, and now finishing off the rest of the binnacle. Now your derailleur looks something like this. So now you want to rotate it in this direction, and now screw in the pin right in there. Alright, now after you screwed in that pin, make sure it's nice and tight. Now time for the pulleys. Alright, now make sure this little bolt is tight here, and thankfully this is a reverse design, which means you screw it in from here. Grab your pulley. You can grease up the bolt a little bit for good measure. Set it on and screw it in. Now for the tension pulley, you want to have the lettering up. As you see, the other side doesn't have any. So slide it on, put the cage over it, then grease up that bolt a little bit and screw it on. Then put on your bail adjuster and your clamp bolt, and after that, you got yourself a fully rebuilt derailleur. I can proudly say the M950 gen of derailleurs is the best combo of weight savings and performance. Plus, it has a spring adjuster in the body with 4 different modes. This is hands down the best MTB derailleur ever made. So remember guys, if you have an old derailleur, don't replace it, just rebuild it. Don't be afraid to use those other parts. Thanks to anyone who subbed, and I'll see you in the next one.